love, loss, and betrayal. My husband cried when our daughter was born, but I knew those weren't tears of happiness. He kept his face turned away from me, pretending to be overwhelmed by the moment, but he was mourning something else entirely. Through the hospital window, I caught a glimpse of my best friend sitting in the waiting room, eyes red, clenching her fists so tightly her knuckles turned white. It hit me right then, they were both falling apart for the same reason, and it wasn't for me or the baby. For months, I'd ignored the stolen glances, the awkward silences, the way the three of us could never be in the same room without the air thickening. I told myself I was paranoid, that pregnancy hormones were making me see things that weren't there. But when my best friend rushed over with flowers and barely looked at the baby, I felt the truth settle in my bones. My husband avoided her gaze like it would burn him, and I realized they were saying goodbye, right in front of me, in the most twisted ceremony of loss. We got home from the hospital, and the walls pressed in with secrets. My husband was quieter than ever, drifting through our new life like a ghost. My best friend stopped answering my texts. The nights were the worst. I held our daughter, listening to my husband's heavy breathing in the dark, wondering if he was dreaming of her or if he was just counting down the days until he could escape. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but I was terrified of what I'd hear. One night, after weeks of silence, I left the baby sleeping and walked out into the cold. I found my best friend's car parked on our street, engine running, her face streaked with tears. She looked at me, and for the first time, I saw nothing left to hide. I realized I'd always known their secret, and maybe, deep down, I'd chosen to ignore it because losing them both was scarier than any betrayal. I stood there, caught between fury and relief, understanding that the real deception was the lie I'd been telling myself, that love, loyalty, and trust could ever fit together in the same room.